Middle East. Now, there is, in fact, unrest bubbling in the United States of America, especially among students in particular, amid the ensuing pro-Palestine protests that are taking place. Columbia University, the epicenter of the protest, has now taken action to suspend student protesters who remained at the on-campus encampment past the administration's 2 p.m. deadline. Now, according to the university, these students will face consequences such as ineligibility to complete the semester or graduate, and restrictions from university housing and academic facilities as well. Meanwhile, the student protesters had earlier voted to defy the order to disband camp or face suspension and decided to stay. The recent developments come after the Ivy League school declared a stalemate in talks seeking to end the polarizing protest that has been taking place. Remember, viewers, earlier, of course, protests have cropped up in over 50 such institutions across the United States of America. Over 600 students and demonstrators have been arrested as well. Before I go across to Mr. Sajdev, who's still waiting with us rather patiently, my colleague Aditya Kumar joins us. Aditya, take our viewers through the latest statistics as far as the arrests made by the police departments in the United States of America is concerned, and also take our viewers through what exactly Columbia University, which was the epicenter, which was the university that sparked these widespread protests, what action it has taken is concerned.
जी, मैं बताऊं आपको कि इससे पहले 200 बच्चों को यूनिवर्सिटी में पुलिस ने गिरफ्तार हिरासत में लिया था, क्योंकि वो जो अलग अलग समूह बना करके जिस तरीके से अपने भारत में छात्र संगठन होते हैं उस तरह के वहां पर छात्र संगठन थे, उसी तरीके से और वो कंटिन्यू प्रदर्शन कर रहे थे पैलेस्टाइन के लिए और इजराइल के खिलाफ में। तो इस सब को लेकर के जो है हमेशा वहां पर शुरुआत से ही इसको लेकर के पुलिस दमनकारी रही है और पुलिस ने गिरफ्तार बहुत सारे बच्चों को किया था। उसके बाद उनको समय दिया गया था कि आप जो है इस तारीख तक, यानी कि कल तक जो है सब शांत करके अपने वापस अपने कॉलेज या स्कूल जो भी जहां पर पढ़ रहे हैं वहां पर जाए, लेकिन ऐसी नहीं बात बन पाई। उसके बाद जो है पब्लिक अफेयर्स के जो वाइस प्रेसिडेंट है चैंग, उन्होंने कल इस बात को कल शाम को बयान दिया था कि जितने भी यूनिवर्सिटी है वहां पे और यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर जो भी डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं उन सभी के डीन को जो है खासतौर से जो लोग हैं उनको ये बताया गया है कि जो भी बच्चे इस तरह की गतिविधियों में शामिल हैं उनको समझाया जाए, नहीं तो उनको जो है या कहीं के भी बच्चे हो, या भारत के हो या भारत के बाहर के हो या वहाँ के क्षेत्रीय जो छात्र हैं वहाँ के हों, उन सबको अगर ये प्रदर्शन खत्म नहीं करते हैं तो उनके साथ में उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई की जाएगी। इसमें जो प्रोसेस होता है कि पहले जिस तरीके से ये एक नोटिस जारी किया गया कि आपके साथ में कार्रवाई की जाएगी, उसके बाद जो है यूनिवर्सिटीज के जो डीन है उनको मैसेज कन्वे किया जाएगा। उसके बाद जो है ये मैसेज डीन आगे फॉरवर्ड करेंगे कि कार्रवाई क्या होनी है। उसके बाद बच्चों के ऊपर कार्रवाई की जाएगी और हो सकता है उनको कॉलेज से भी निकाला जा सके या जो रेसिडेंशियल जगह उनको दिया गया है, हॉस्टल्स दिए गए हैं या जो भी उनको बेनिफिट्स दिए गए हैं उनसे भी उनको वंचित किया जा सकता है। जी।
All right, Aditya, with that, I would like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, explaining to our viewers in a simple and lucid manner what exactly is taking place on the ground. Mr. Sajdev, still waiting with us on the broadcast. What do you make of these protests that have now proliferated? Do you see an end to these rather soon? Because we all remember what took place. We remember the counter-war movements that had taken place during the Vietnam War. It was the students that had come out in the United States in large numbers, and now we see something that echoes what happened in the past take place once again.
True. I mean, in terms of timelines, you see the next 1 month, I don't see these things lowering in temperature for the pure and simple reason that, you know, this is the month of graduation and graduation ceremonies in all colleges in the US, you know, the month of May. And you have, you know, parents coming down and graduation commencement, etc. happening. So with all of this, which was supposed to happen, the scenario is pretty volatile. Universities are in fact cancelling their commencement ceremonies. Universities are warning, the students and the parents. Final exams are going on right now. And for protesters, obviously, the coming month would be pretty important and useful if you are a protester and you want to make a visible impact, right? Because there'll be more people on the campus, you can disrupt more things. So I would think that the next 1 month, perhaps, these will continue and even more, could spiral more. We don't know. But then in terms of pure timelines, then maybe over the summer, because summer break, students go home, they may continue protesting in the cities. That's a different matter. So over the summer, things could cool down. Then again, you see, fall semester begins normally in September. So if by September this whole Israel-Gaza thing is not lowered down, you could again see, and also you see what's playing out in this entire background is America's presidential elections, that urgency out there. So this whole thing has become definitely a hot potato. That's one. Secondly, you see the issues which these students are kind of protesting upon. Then one of the main issues is that American companies should stop investing, selling in Israel. And they are saying to their own universities, because many of them are private universities, Ivy League ones, the Princetons, the Yales, the Harvards, American University, where I've done my master's, etc. And they get a lot of endowments. One university has said it will stop taking any grants from Boeing for the next few months, and it is setting up an internal inquiry. It is saying that if our student body, I think there's the University of Portland, they've just yesterday said that if our student body says that we need to cut relations with any military weapon manufacturer who's supplying to Israel, which therefore is leading to the genocide happening there, they are pausing to take any grant from Boeing while they do a review. So that's the kind of one issue that these protesters are raising, that our universities cut down. They're calling upon Google, they're calling upon Amazon. Amazon sold a huge contract, or Google, I think, for cloud services to the Israeli army worth about $1.1 billion or so. They are saying, these student protesters, that Google should cancel that contract. Google or Amazon, whoever was the cloud contractor, right? So these are the demands of these students, which are pretty tall. We don't expect, companies doing, cutting their ties with Israel. But another thing which is happening, many of the universities have exchange programs, semester abroad programs with Israel, etc. In fact, at my university, they've been called upon to cancel the Israeli semester program, wherein, students in a bachelor's or a master program go for one semester to maybe Barcelona or Japan or partner university exchanges, right? So that kind of boycott is also in the works or being talked about, that university should stop any student exchanges with Israel.
Indeed, even as the students are calling for, divesting and slashing financial ties with Israel, we've also seen India's reaction to this. Now, India, meanwhile, maintains a very, balanced statement. We've maintained that India has seen reports on the matter and the following related events, and we've in fact spoken about being a mature democracy, and particularly our spokesperson has said in every democracy there has to be the right balance between freedom of expression, a sense of responsibility, and public safety and order. Democracies in particular should display this understanding with regards to other fellow democracies. After all, we are judged by what we do at home, not what we say abroad. Now, the US in particular has consistently needled India when it comes to protests that are taking place within India itself. Do you think we have given a very balanced remark, a very mature response to what is taking place within the United States of America and the action that is being taken down over there as far as the crackdown is concerned?
Yes, I think it's a very mature and a very smart, kind of a statement, the package which has been put out there. At the same time, yes, as our statement says, the MEA Foreign Ministry of ours, the point is that all nations are imperfect. No nation is totally perfect. America is not perfect. American democracy has huge fault lines and huge issues, right? Same way with India. We have our own weaknesses in our democracy, in our systems. We cannot be saying and claiming that with India, everything is golden and we are the world, forget the world, we are the only standard. We have to acknowledge that, yes, things are happening in us, but we are proceeding towards a better democracy. That's what America says. America, see, the one good thing or greatness of America is that it acknowledges. Every year when the president of the US gives a State of the Union address, he says, may God lead us to a more perfect union. We are working towards a more perfect union. So America has that, there's some things which make America what America is. So America does, acknowledge that it has weaknesses. But yes, they're used to the idea of, commenting on affairs of others, quote unquote, third world countries once upon a time, for which they felt that they had a kind of a burden to guide them towards wiser paths. So I think some of that is legacy of American thinking, no doubt.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.